Okay, this is problem number 2 on the CSCI202 practice test for test number 3, and it deals with two-dimensional arrays. So we're going to use two-dimensional array to keep track of student homework scores. The rows are numbered from 0 to some upper limit, and the columns are numbered from 0 to some upper limit. Student 1 scores are in row 0, 2 in row, okay, so we're off by 1 all the way down. We count like people count, but the computer counts like computers count. So write a private static function called top homework, top HW, that will accept the array of two-dimensional array. It will accept the number of rows, the number of columns, and it will compute and return the highest homework total. Okay? And the homework total is the sum of the scores in a row. So find out each student's homework total, keep track of the highest one, and return it. So here is some sample data. We have 3 rows and 5 columns, and 3 rows, 5 columns. This one down here, I'm going to have to change it. I'm going to put in a new command here. Let me just copy these, because my second array is a different size. So, and I don't want to redeclare it because I'll get an error if I try to redeclare it. So students on this one is going to be 4, and the number of tests is also going to be 4, number of scores for each student. Okay. So this is the code that I'm going to use. I did make a minor change in this, so I'm going to copy this to the clipboard, and I'm going to go back over to my program here, and I'm going to paste in the code. Okay, so I don't need the comment here twice. So here's my data. I've got 3 rows, 5 columns, and here's my array. If I add all these up, I get 380. If I add up this one, I get 425. And if I add the last one, I get 400. And I'm going to renumber these so that they match. I'm counting like a person here. I want to count like a computer, I guess. So row 0, row 1, and row 2. And 425 is what I should get back, because the total of these for this row is the highest. Down here, the highest row is this one, and if you add those up, row 0, row 1, row 2, I get 375, and that is larger than any of the other ones. So I want to go across a row, add them up, save that number. Go across another row, add them up, see if that number is bigger than what I saved. If it is, then save it. If not, go on to the next row. Okay, so this is kind of a common algorithm. Finding the biggest number in a list is kind of what we're doing. We're just adding a little bit to it to make it a little more interesting. So public, static, and this is going to return an int, and we called it top HW. Okay. We're passing in a two-dimensional array of integers. So we got to do the comma to indicate it's a multi-dimensional array, and we'll just call this scores, and let's call it score. And we're going to pass in the number of students. I'm just going to call that rows, and we're going to pass in the number of scores or tests, or homework assignments, I guess it is, and we're going to do int. That'll be the number of columns. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to work my way through the two-dimensional array, 1 row at a time. Okay, so I'm going to do something like this. For int r equals 0, r is less than rows, r plus plus. Okay, now what do I do in here? I work my way across the row and add all the numbers up. So I've got to have an integer variable. I'm going to call it sum equals 0 before I start working my way across the row. Then I'm going to work my way across the row. So for int c equals 0, c is less than the number of columns, and c plus plus. Okay. And what I want to do here is I want to take the current score, and the name of my array is score. I'm on row R and column C. And I want to add that onto sum. So that needs to be on the right side, actually. So sum plus equals the current score. Now, when I get done, when I fall out of this loop, I've got the total homework score for that row. And now I just need to compare it to my biggest one. So I need to have something up here, and I'll set equal to 0 to start off with. And then the first time through my loop here, obviously, that whatever I got for my sum is going to be the biggest. So I check every time to see if sum is greater than biggest. And if it is, then that's the one I want to remember. So I save it in biggest. Okay. When I get all done, I need to return the biggest. So return. Okay. So if we go back up here now and look at this stuff, it's the error messages are gone because now I have defined my top HW function. Let's go ahead and run it. We should get 425 and 375. Let's see what we get. $425 and 375. So it is working. If you're not sure about how that code works, what I suggest you do is put some breakpoints in and just kind of watch what's happening as it goes through each row of the array. Okay, so we're going to do one problem per video, so it's time to end this video, and then we'll pick up with number 3 on the next one.